Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the show, and welcome to Afternoon Tea. We are going to have some fun today. Never done this before for any kind of a show, but we are going to actually go through the process of enjoying tea and scones. And I have my favorite etiquette guru here with me, and that would be Sarah Aynesworth of Sarah Aynesworth Etiquette. And you've done a lot of research on tea. You know all the ins and outs. And joining us is our new friend Theo Boyd, who has written a couple of books, and we'll talk about that a little bit maybe through this. But you were just able to join us today, and I think what's important about tea, Theo and Sarah, is that it's something for friends to share.
I'm so excited that I was able to make it.
We're happy to have you, and we're going to put you to work. We're going to have you do some pouring, as Sarah talks to us about tea. Now, you went to Washington. You went to the protocol school.
I did. I went to the Protocol School of Washington for one of my trainings, or two of my trainings, and they did talk about tea etiquette. There was a whole separate class you could do on just tea etiquette, but I did not take that because for many, large cities, having tea is something that people do to meet and discuss business at a large hotel or something like that. You would meet for tea in the afternoon.
Yeah, I know the Adolphus in
Yes,
Dallas. I've been able to
yes.
take my granddaughters and a couple of friends, and we have done tea. And I think they may call it high tea, but it's my understanding that's not
Right.
correct.
That's
It should
kind
be
of a
called afternoon
falsehood.
tea.
Right. And I think, so high tea, I think the English kind of laugh at this American version of high tea because you'll see things that say, oh, this is for high tea. But that's really was more of a very casual dinner.
Oh, yeah,
and
like a light
traditional,
supper.
right? It was a light supper, and it was just a high tea because they ate at a higher table, whereas normal tea was just exactly what we're doing here on couches and a coffee table. And when I was, so my degree's in education, and I taught school in London, and in London, the teachers went up to the teacher's lounge twice a day. This did not include the lunch. There was a separate lunch. But at 10 o'clock in the morning and at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, we all went up to the teacher's lounge and had tea. And you had tea. It was a ritual.
They call biscuits
Yes, they called
cookies.
biscuits. Yes, they were really cookies. But anyway, and that was separate from the lunch. So I think that really it's such a beautiful just tradition of community and communications and slowing down and just savoring life for a minute.
Yeah, yeah. Your book, My Grief Is Not Like Your Grief, Theo, was about, loss and how you have been processing that. And we've always heard of tea and sympathy, so here we are.
That's exactly right. And I just think it's great to hear you were in education. I'm also a teacher.
Okay.
Was a high school teacher, and we would always look so forward to the little 30 minutes we would get to leave campus and go get a tea for lunch.
Right.
Right. Tea was fun.
Right.
Well, of course, here we drink a lot of iced tea. Not
Yes.
iced tea, but iced tea, correct?
Iced tea.
Yeah,
That's right.
tell them how that
Iced
all
tea.
came about.
So in 1904 at the World's Fair, which was in St. Louis. Do you know the story, Theo?
No.
So in St. Louis, this man from England had brought over all these teas, and he was trying to sell hot tea, but it was very sultry and very hot. And he kept noticing that the lemonade stands were just going gangbusters.
booming,
Yes,
yeah.
they were booming. And so the second day or, the third day or whatever, he thought, you know what? I think I'll just put ice in this tea because it's too hot to drink hot tea.
Praise God. I'm so glad he did that.
Yes, I know. And so this idea of iced tea, ICED, it's not iced tea, it's iced tea. And iced tea is now very prevalent.
Oh, in the
The
South.
South, yep. It's
That's
a
right.
staple for us,
Well,
isn't it?
I told you this story years ago. I went with a choir to England to England, and we're on British Airways, and one of my fellow choir members, asked the stewardess, "Could I have iced tea?" And she goes, "However shall I make it?" So,
Yes,
other
they are not
words-
used to iced
In other
tea.
words, no.
Right.
It's going to be hot tea.
That's right.
And I think
That's
of the
right.
old expression, "Mad dogs and Englishmen drink tea in the noonday sun." But here we are. We're not mad dogs or Englishmen, but we are drinking on
No.
true Wedgwood china that my
Yes, it's
parents were able
beautiful.
to get for me in England. Daddy taught.
What
in
is the story of the china?
Well, Daddy went to England to teach the Baylor in England thing. He taught economics at Baylor, and this was many years ago when the dollar to the pound was very good. Was very good. And when Mike and I got married almost 50 years ago, we got everyday china, but I'd never selected a china pattern. So I picked this one out, and Mother and Daddy bought it, and they shipped it over. And I think we only had one little bread and butter plate that broke.
It's
in
so
all
pretty,
that. But
Anne.
got the teapot and everything. So the tea should be ready. It is PG Tips Gold, which is a British tea. So this is as
This
authentic
is so special.
as we can make it, along with the lemon poppy seed scones,
Yes.
that, which is how they say it. We say
Yes.
scones, but
Which are homemade by
well,
Anne Harder.
homemade from a bag. I got it at World Market. It's
Well, but still.
you add water.
I would count
Trust
that.
me,
I
it's
would
not
count
hard.
that as
Well,
homemade.
there's still preparation there.
There is. That's right, Theo. That's right.
But that's what we have for our tea. So, what's the first thing we need to do?
Well, I guess that we would all. So, Theo and I are your guests. Let's just. I mean,
Okay.
you're the host.
Okay.
So we always, any guest always follows the host.
All right.
So
Well, let's
So,
get our,
and even to the point of where you would say, "Oh, come sit down."
Oh, come
you know,
sit
we
down.
would stand. Yeah, do sit down.
please sit down. Just sit down. Yes, and
And then, so when you put, because as a guest, you never want to appear in a rush, and you want to honor your host and just take your time. And so I would be waiting for you to tell me what to do.
okay.
And so we
I'm
would
gonna
put our napkins
put
in
my
our lap.
napkin.
Okay.
on my lap.
Okay. I will do the same. We'll follow. So there's a good story of George Washington was having some men have dinner with him, and the men that were going to have dinner with him, they asked someone, said, well, you know, George Washington has asked us to have dinner with him. We aren't sure what to do. And so the consultant or whatever said, oh, well, just whatever George Washington does, you do. Just is that, you know, whatever the host does, you do. Just follow the host. When he lifts his fork, you lift your fork. And so they went through the meal and they were feeling pretty good about themselves. And George Washington was, you know, taking charge. And then he poured some cream into his saucer and he put it on the ground. And they all looked at each other and thought, well, so they all did the same thing. And he looked at them and he said, what are you all doing? And they said, well, we were just told to follow the host and do whatever you do, General Washington. And he said, I'm just giving some cream to my cat.
So the cat was very happy.
Yes, so the cat was very happy. Yes.
Plenty of cream.
Anyway.
So follow to a point.
Yes, follow to a point until it doesn't make sense.
All right. So, you know, I mentioned going to the Adolphus, and of course, the waiters always pour the tea. But I had read in my research for this that it's really best if we serve each other. If that's,
Yes.
you know, and so we have the teapot ready. So I'm going to ask Theo, since she is closest to the teapot,
Yes.
if she would care to go ahead and pour.
I hope I
the
pour
tea.
properly.
You will, Theo, you will.
And I have to ask Sarah, who would I pour for first?
Well, actually, Anne would say, please pour some tea for yourselves.
Yes,
So
yes.
you would
Well, yeah,
Okay.
So
theoretically, I should be doing the
theoretically.
pouring. I guess.
Okay, so I can
But-
pour for us so that y'all. Okay.
Right.
I could, you know,
But-
we could analyze this to death.
We could. And I mean, it's just,
I was
it's
about to
all
say,
just
what
about
fingers do I
honoring
use?
people.
Just grab it.
I know, don't analyze it too much. The main thing is just to have fun.
Okay, I don't think I would serve myself first.
That looks pretty good. We were trying to determine how many tea bags we needed to use to make a pot of tea. Now that looks pretty good.
Thank you. It does.
Okay, so when it comes to creams or milk, really, in fact, I read that you only put milk or cream in black tea, which is what this is. You really shouldn't do it like in herbal teas and
Right,
so forth.
right.
But do not use cream. Cream's for coffee, but you should use milk. In this case, I'm doing half and half because I like half and half.
I think
But
because it's lighter.
it's
Cream
a
would
little
be too
lighter.
heavy for the.
And you hear the old expression MILF, milk in first. And back in the day, they would do that to kind of temper the cup so the hot tea wouldn't crack the glaze. But with newer chinas, that's not
Right,
necessary
it's okay.
anymore.
So you can put the
So
milk in.
I
second.
will use
Okay,
a little bit of creamer.
that is great. And then when you stir, and you just go kind of. You don't really stir. You just go back and forth, so you're not clanking the cup.
Ah.
And you never go, bong, bong, bong.
Right, right. Because
Okay.
we're using your precious
you
china,
No, I think I'm good. Thank you.
and I'm great too.
We do have sugar, but we're all being good. We're not having the sugar in
This
our.
is so special.
I know. I'm never going to forget this moment.
I know. Let's just like imprint it.
I want the Ann Harder show to be memorable for people.
This is a
And
core
I
memory.
I do have lemon slices. We talked about
I'll
lemon
take some
slices.
lemon. Yes,
if you would like
Oh,
that.
yes.
But yes, if you would like to.
Anytime you take something, you would always like offer it to someone else
Okay,
first,
so
and
you
you
have
want
the
her to
plates.
right. So take.
I don't know.
Yeah, there we
Here,
go.
okay.
Okay.
And would I touch that lemon with my fingers?
I guess
if you
so.
if you want
Okay,
lemon,
sure.
sure.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
we're
Okay.
And
that
would
is
I-
one
Give us
thing
five.
about tea is that you use your fingers.
Okay.
Unless it's just very, very messy. Often scones would be served with clotted cream or jam. Decided not to do that today.
Look
just
how
for
pretty
simplicity's
that
sake.
is.
I know.
This
it's
does
so,
have
it
an
looks like
icing
a
on
picture,
the top.
doesn't it?
It does. We need pictures of that.
I know.
Oh, look how
And we do
okay.
need pictures
Yeah, I
of
was
that.
going to take
Take
pictures.
a photo of
I'm
that.
taking pictures while we're doing this. So
So pretty. And then once everyone's served, just like a table, and Anne kind of gives us the cue to start eating, then we can do so.
Right.
So-
Right.
Okay.
so you
So
we
you
pick
wanna-
this up. We're not supposed to have pinkies out
No, the pinky's kind of tucked in.
and almost underneath the cup for stability.
Whatever helps you hold it the
Right.
best.
And
It's
and
good.
you don't clink and go cheers.
Oh, it's
In fact, you're really not supposed to clink ever. Any glass. I know a lot of people do, and who cares really? The rules are just all meant to help things flow better. They're not just this, protocol police rigid set of black and white rules that someone just made up. Like they're all to either enhance the community or enhance the flow of something. But the reason you're really not supposed to clink, you're just supposed to raise your glass, is because of chipping of crystal,
Yeah,
Okay.
or
Oh.
it could break the glass.
it
Yeah.
really could.
So-
Yeah, that could be a
But I
problem.
see people, hit the glass with a spoon all the time, and I don't think
Right? No,
I'm
don't,
not going to say anything.
don't do that.
So
I mean,
here's
this
to
has got a
Ann
little-
Harder for having us at the tea party, and to my new friend Theo.
Thank you, Sarah.
Thank
Yes.
you, thank you.
Thank you
Yes.
for letting me
Friendships
enjoy
are made.
this.
It's a relationship builder. I think
Mm-hmm.
tea is a relationship builder, and
So, the scone. Now,
yes,
you pinch it off with your fingers.
that's how I would eat it.
Right.
Just kind of pinch it off. Oh, this is such a treat.
What do you think?
It's good.
Very easy.
Did you make the icing?
World Market. Yeah, I did. I made the icing with.
Was the icing from
Powder-
World Market too?
No, it's just
Oh.
powdered sugar, a little bit of half and half, and a little bit
Of vanilla.
of vanilla.
It's
That's
a
what
good
turned it
compliment.
kinda brown.
A good compliment to your tea.
Good. Oh, and with y'all having the lemon in it for sure. So let's talk about some of that. Initially we already had a disagreement because you had read.
Then it's picked
pick
up.
the and I had read the saucer never leaves the table.
So it's interesting. There are different ways of doing everything, and there's really not a right or wrong way unless it's something very specific of, like not using your napkin or something like that. I mean, that's a very specific thing. If there is a right way and a wrong way to use your napkin or not. But I think it's just whatever makes you feel most comfortable. And if you do have a tea bag, though, you would not place the tea bag onto the saucer, because the water would
It looks
kind of,
awful.
it looks awful. It's messy. So you would ask for another small plate, and you would so if we had separate tea bags, not the teapot today, we would have to have a separate plate to place the tea bag
Mm-hmm.
on
And
that.
I've seen the spoon be used for the tea bag, and the string wraps around it to kind of
Yeah.
squeeze any extra off. I don't know, maybe it just sits, if there's not an extra plate for your tea bag, to just leave it sitting on the spoon. I don't
Maybe
know.
you could do that, but then you would, where would you put your spoon? Because you wouldn't put it on the table, back on the table, because the tea would get on the table.
Right.
So if my spoon were wet, if I had used that spoon, I would do exactly what you're doing, Anne. I would put it back on the saucer, because you never want to put a used utensil back on a tablecloth.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Or a table, a wooden, if it was a wooden table, you wouldn't want to leave a mark or something
Oh,
like
yeah,
that.
right. Well,
So-
this is delightful, and we're going to be coming back because there are some other do's and don'ts we want to talk about regarding tea, but we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
This is the Sonos Arc Ultra, and this is what you need to know about. It represents one of the easiest ways to get into high quality home cinema without loads of cables and faffing around. And that's because the Arc Ultra provides full Dolby Atmos without any rear speakers thanks to its sound motion technology. And Sonos is actually calling sound motion one of the most significant breakthroughs in audio engineering in nearly 100 years. It's an amazing setup, it sounds absolutely fantastic, I love the absence of fat. If you're a Sonos person, there's a reason you're watching this video.
We are having fun with afternoon tea. Stay with us. There's music ahead with the Huser Brothers. And Elizabeth Riley has your Act Locally news.
Let's unbox the all-new Walking Pad X21. It is the hottest thing on the fitness market right now. Whew. I like it. I like it a lot. Well done, Walking Pad. So after using the Walking Pad, I absolutely loved it. For the price, I adore it. I highly recommend it.
Smoke Pub was created by a group of friends who share a passion for great whiskey and cocktails. Frustrated by the lack of easy-to-use cocktail smokers, we set out to design something better. Our goal was simple: make smoking cocktails quick, clean, and fun. After countless experiments, we developed Smoke Pub, the world's first electric cocktail smoker. Join us on this exciting journey and discover the magic of Smoke Pub, where unforgettable cocktails begin.
I woke up late today, a couple messages on my phone. I don't remember much of last night, but I'm still fully clothed. I guess the bedroom light has been left on all night. I don't remember much of last night, but I'm still feeling right. So maybe one day, well, I'll change my ways. Oh, but right now there ain't no other thing make me feel this way. I'm gonna keep on getting gone. I'm gonna keep on getting going till I don't feel so alone. It's the only thing keeping me sane here lately. So I'll pull on up and now, baby. Call me whatever you want, but don't call me crazy. So maybe one day, well, I'll change my ways. Oh, but right now there ain't no other things that make me feel this way. I'm gonna keep on getting on. I'm gonna keep on getting going till I don't feel so alone. Maybe one day I'll change my ways. Oh, but right now there ain't no other thing to make me feel this way. I'm gonna keep on getting on. I'm gonna keep on getting on till I don't feel so alone. I don't feel so alone. Oh.
Natural Cycles temperature. It's the first FDA-cleared birth control app. No hormones, no side effects. And 93% effective with typical use. And 98% effective with perfect use. Just measure in the morning, add your temperature into the app, then learn which days you can and cannot get pregnant. It's that easy. Learn more at naturalcycles.com.
Have you ever wondered why so many pet parents are choosing to have virtual vet appointments? Online veterinary care is making it easier than ever to get expert advice for your pet. Our professionals are not only experts in managing urgent concerns, but also in providing top-notch preventative health care. We're proud to connect pet owners to a vast network of licensed veterinary professionals, ready to address any immediate concerns and expand access to pet care. Book your first appointment today.
And we are back with Afternoon Tea. Theo Boyd here with me, along with Sarah Aynesworth, our wonderful expert on all things etiquette. She's just an expert on tea, which this is afternoon tea. Now it is afternoon. And so I'm going to ask Theo, since she's been doing the honors, if she would kind of give me a little warm up on my tea. So she's serving. This is part of the whole joy of it, that friends serving friends and getting to know each other.
That's right. And it's not, I think that, like I always say, Anne, about etiquette and the rules, and it's really not about the rules. The rules are just here to help us. But what it's really about is just the community of this, and sharing, sharing and just savoring the moment and being present in a very fast-paced, crazy world out there.
Yeah.
So,
now, Theo, you tell me that you've got a second book that's coming out in December, and and you're having a tea that's going to be a part of the package.
This is what's so crazy. We didn't even know this, but I didn't know you were having a tea party today. But I was telling Anne before you got here, Sarah, that I have a tea that's coming in these little glass containers that this lady she does special specialty teas. And so I sent her my first book, and she did a tea and sent it to me, and we went back and forth a little bit to get it just right. So it's themed for the first book, grief and sadness. But then we have another tea for the second book in December, which is hope. And so when we go to book events, we're going to take the little tea with us and see, if people like those. Just something else to offer with all the merchandise, you know. Tea. I love tea. I just love it. I need Sarah to go with me from now on.
This is so perfect. This was such a beautiful segue into the new Hope book, into the tea. That's amazing. That's not a coincidence.
It's not a coincidence. My daughter's the one that suggested it. She said, "Mom, you need a tea to go with all your things. Tea is very helpful to the soul."
Yeah. Lots of different kinds of tea. Though, right.
Yes, and they're very, very helpful. They're very helpful benefits. I remember I had a friend whose father-in-law was told by MD Anderson that a great something holistic that he could do was to drink white tea. That white tea has a lot of antioxidants. Like it's very, very high in antioxidants.
I've heard green tea is very good for you too.
Yes, I have too. But they suggested, and I don't know why, you just remember random things that someone said. And she had, we were at a meeting and she got up and said, told us, just to be thinking about him. And she said, he has been told, though, to drink a lot of white tea.
I've never heard of white tea.
Well, and you said that it can help reduce the chance of strokes.
Yes, there's all this research that is just the health benefits of tea. And I really think there's also research of the health benefits of just being in community with people and having relationships with people, and really the quality of your relationships reflects the quality of your life.
Connection.
Right. And the connection, and, thinking about grief, that's all about the connections.
Yeah, and the connections that are lost, and how are they going to move forward with that connection that's gone, and make new connections and integrate their grief. And it's so helpful to have friends and a support system and people to have tea with.
Right, and it's just being there.
It's just
you don't
being
even have
present.
to say anything.
Oh my gosh, you just took the words out of my mouth. I just got finished telling Ann, people think they have to say these big things. They think they have to do these big things. But all you have to do is be.
Right.
And like I would tell my 10th grade students, zip it.
Right.
You don't have to say anything.
Right.
Just be.
Just be. Be present. Right.
Be.
Just be. Yes.
And I feel like with tea,
It's
hey,
an
it rhymes.
opportunity to do that.
Just be with tea.
Just be with tea. Hey,
That
that's your
sounds
next
like
book.
a motto. Yeah.
That's
your
my
next
tea
book,
is not
yeah.
like yours.
Just be with tea. That's right.
Well,
That's a beautiful
I did
thing.
come up with some don'ts, and we've
Don'ts.
already touched
Okay,
on
yes.
Don't,
Would you like
don't
to
call
talk
it
about
high
don'ts?
tea. Afternoon tea is the correct term. Don't raise your pinky finger. We're not doing that. It's not necessary. It's considered outdated. And the reason I read is, while this is considered a fancy habit for some drinks, it is not appropriate when you're having afternoon tea. And the reason is you might come across as an elitist.
Oh, really?
And we wouldn't want that.
No, we would not want that. I would never want that.
And it comes from a common misconception that stemmed back in the day, that common folks ate with 5 fingers and high class people ate delicate food with only 3 fingers.
Right. And so when you ate with those 3 fingers, your
those
pinky went
pinkies
out.
Down. Yeah. Leslie, we talked about how to stir the tea, a half moon motion, not stirring around, creating a tidal wave inside your cup. Leave the spoon on the saucer after stirring. Oh, and we're not doing this. It says, do not dunk your scones. These are pretty crumbly.
Oh, right.
we would have scone mush.
That would be kind of messy in our
these
beautiful
would not
cup.
work like that.
Yes.
It says, keep your phone out of sight to avoid interrupting conversations.
Yes.
And you never talk about vulgar or controversial topics.
Right.
Maintain a polite and
Appropriate tea
positive
party topics.
atmosphere. But we always have fun topics that we talk about.
We do.
Yeah, I was telling Theo, when back in the day when we were doing the TV show, Central Texas Living, one of them we talked about pet peeves that people have.
Oh, that was fun. Remember? And
yeah,
people,
we used to ask
sent
people.
in, they emailed in their pet peeves, and Anne asked asked the pet peeve, and we discussed it, and because there are a lot of office pet peeves for people.
There were a lot. We got a lot of office pet peeves, and having to do with getting on and off the elevator. What's the correct? The door opens.
The door opens, and you always, if you're waiting, you step back and let the people on. I mean, it's very practical.
It makes sense.
Yes, it just makes sense. I was just in the elevator a second ago, though, coming up here, and the elevator was very crowded. There were 5 people in it, and there was one woman that was at the very front of the elevator, near the door. And we got to floor 5, and the door opened, and she got off, but I realized she got back on. She just got off to let the person in the back out.
Yeah.
And then she hopped right back in. So, if you are near the front, get off for a second and then get back in.
Yeah, or if you've got a long way to go up, try to get to the back of the elevator.
Right, exactly. But
Just listening to y'all, it seems like etiquette and just humanity is always about thinking about the other person.
Yeah.
And what we can do to help
Theo.
the other person.
Yes.
And to make the other person feel more comfortable.
Right.
Just listening to y'all talk, because I know Anne has been a great host, and you made me feel so comfortable in our podcast. So you're just great with that. But just listening to Sarah talk, it just seems like etiquette is about helping people feel better.
Right. It's not a stuffy set of black and white rules, rigid black and white rules. It's actually, very gray and very flexible, because the underlying foundation is honoring and respecting others.
Yeah.
Period. That's all it's about. Even when the publisher called Emily Post in the late 1920s to ask her if she would write a book, she said, "Oh no, the whole subject could be deduced down to 1 or 2 sentences," and she hung up.
She later wrote a book.
Yeah, she later wrote a book. They kept asking her, because they knew she was.
her.
They knew that she knew the rules, like she did. She was from kind of a upper class New York family, and she knew the rules, but she was also very down to earth and very real, and she could write them in a very
Acceptable.
acceptable, and just a very easy way that people would not be intimidated.
Right. Just
So-
some real words.
Right.
Well, we've kind of had a very, very British experience here, certainly with tea. How did we actually get the whole tea thing here? Anyway, this goes back to what, the 1600s?
Well, no, I think really tea started in China.
Right.
But
How did it get to Europe? Do you know that?
I don't know the history of that, Anne. I should have looked that up.
Let me
and
see
I'm
if I have
sure
it in
just
my notes.
I'm sure by
think I
trade
do.
ships that just brought tea, and it was cold in Europe.
Right.
Well,
it was cold.
I have a few notes here. During the 18th century, this is on tea gardens. That's right. I thought this was interesting. Now, they're crediting the fashionable thing of drinking tea to Catherine of Braganza, who I think was a Portuguese woman that Charles or somebody back in England married. So she brought it to England.
What year was that?
It says, taking of tea in the afternoon developed into a new social event sometime in the late 1830s. So it's really not that long ago when you think about
Right,
it. In the early
right.
1840s. It says Jane Austen hints of afternoon tea as early as 1804 in an unfinished novel. But it says the afternoon tea tradition was established by Anne, with an E, Duchess of Bedford. She requested that light sandwiches be brought to her in the late afternoon because she had a sinking feeling during that time because of the long gap between meals. And she began to invite others to join her. And thus
For an
began
afternoon tea. And I think that
tradition.
is what we sometimes call high tea is actually an afternoon tea. And if you have tea in Europe, it is on a 3-tiered tray.
Yes.
And it is, you are served sandwiches, you are served pastries, and then you're served some
Yeah.
kind of bread or
In fact,
scones
it's a 3-tiered stand.
It is.
I don't have
It
one. I
is.
don't own one, or I would have brought it.
Yes, it
and
sure
it has
is.
its own set of rules. The bottom tier is for the sweets and desserts. the middle tier is for finger sandwiches,
Yes.
and the top tier is reserved for warm scones.
Yes.
So
So
there
it's
you go.
3.
So if you put your scones on the top, the rising heat won't melt your desserts or warm your sandwiches. It
So
all
that's
just
the
makes
reason.
sense.
And it's, if you go to a big hotel and you do have all of that, and then
Yeah, they definitely do that at the
yes,
office.
that's what I was talking about with when I went in college and had tea and spent so much money for my budget.
But what an
compared to my budget.
experience.
I know. And then we realized, my friend and I realized that we could ask for seconds. It was, all you could eat. So we kept saying, "Oh, yes,
We'd like some
they were
more of
like, would you like
those."
another plate of sandwiches?" And we said, "Oh, yes,
Just
please.
keep 'em coming.
Absolutely, please." This is actually our dinner.
Oh yeah, we took a to-go box because my little granddaughters, they didn't. Oh, it was rich. It was
Yeah,
rich
yeah,
food,
yeah.
and there they start off with like a sparkling cider, or champagne, but we weren't drinking the champagne, but yeah, we did kind of do a little cheers with the sparkling
With the
cider.
sparkling
but
cider.
Yeah, but yeah,
And then they serve the tea.
my granddaughters do. They love to have tea parties with Gran, though. I mean, I had 3 boys.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this is.
They'll remember that forever, Anne.
Yes, and method in my madness, I have this set. I have many sets of china. I've just fallen heir to. I love it. I am a hoarder, I guess, of china.
And
I've
how
got
fun
it.
that you have all these granddaughters.
And I've
to
got
share
granddaughters.
with, and that they
So-
want to do that.
My method, in all this is that it's okay, go and pick your favorite teacups. So we'll have different teacups. So I'm thinking, you're getting that set of china someday, my dear. Yeah.
Well, this china is so beautiful.
So
And that's
pretty.
exactly what tea's about. Just what you're doing with your granddaughters. It's
Yeah.
relationship building.
Yeah.
And just taking time, just stepping back for 30 minutes from our phones and the chaos of the world and the news, and
Yeah, yeah.
really just having a moment of peaceful.
Mm-hmm. So are we gonna go and have more tea parties?
Yes, I think I'm
Absolutely.
inspired now.
I am
I have the
too.
sweetest neighbor. She's 87 years old, and she and I probably once a month we call it a tea party.
Oh,
But
do
we
you?
have iced tea usually. Well, in the winter we have hot tea, but in the summer, I might call her tomorrow and ask her if she wants to have a tea party.
You should.
I know she's a wonderful person.
Yeah.
So,
My mom has a collection of teapots. And so this is making me want to
Mm-hmm.
go back and look at all of them. She has one from when she was a little bitty girl
Oh.
and would play. And so I just am thinking, I need to go get all those. The whole time y'all are talking, I'm like, I need to get all those teapots and I need to set a table. And
Yeah, I thought about bringing the little play tea set that I got for the girls when they were younger, and they're like tin made of metal. But when I was a little girl, I had some little pottery kind of a tea set, with little roses on it. It looks anyway. And I will admit, when my sons were little, I would make them have tea parties with me. They probably
Well,
remember that. I couldn't help
even
myself.
for little boys, though, the pouring technique.
Oh, they
I
love
mean,
playing
I've
with
studied
them,
like
yeah.
Montessori education, and that's one of the activities in Montessori education is pouring, because it's the fine motor skill of taking a little, and pouring
Pouring it
the
into
idea.
something else
Yeah,
without
that's a fine motor
spilling
skill
it
of
everywhere.
your 3, your hand
Yeah,
to,
yeah.
to do that. So,
Well, this has been delightful for me and memorable. Never done this kind of thing before, but I think it's fun, and we'll do hashtag tea parties and see who watches.
I know, and I think if anything, nothing else, just I hope this inspired people to, call someone that they love or that they're friends with or might be hurting,
Yeah.
and just say, please come over. It's very, I mean, what my neighbor and I do, it's so simple.
right.
There's nothing, right, and it's so simple. It's just it's just 2 people enjoying each other,
Yeah.
and we've kind of slowed. I do think in England they do this more often.
Mhm.
Yes. I wish that people would slow down and be present for others more. Because
Mhm.
that's really what everybody needs, more
Mhm.
healing, and I really
Mhm.
feel like this has been healing. I feel great.
Mhm.
So excited! Can't wait to
Good.
try this recipe at home.
I
Well,
know.
you go to World Market, you go to the aisle where they have the little bags. It's very easy. Oh, ladies, thank you so much. This has
Thank
been
you, Ann.
loads of fun for me. And
So much.
yeah,
Thanks for inviting me.
We
Yes.
made a memory, so
We
thank-
did. We
thank
made
you
a
both.
beautiful memory. And that's what life's about. You know?
It is. It's not the big things. It's the little bitty
Right,
things
right.
that
It's
bring
the
us
little
joy.
moments.
But you're coming back before your December book, your new
I'll have to
book
buy your
comes out.
book. I wanna
Yeah.
buy your
And of
book.
course,
Yes.
Sarah, you will be back. We'll come up with something else fun to do.
Yes.
Oh,
I think we have a date.
I'd love her to come back when I'm here so that we can talk about dinner things. Because the whole time I'm sitting here, I'm like, I need to ask her if I'm doing my fork right at dinner. And I've been doing it my whole life. I don't know if it's right.
Yes, we could do that. We could do dinner, just do's and
Oh, I
part of the
love
table.
that.
Where that sounds more fun than do's and don'ts because no one wants to be told what not to do. They just want to be empowered and elevated
To know
as
what to do.
feel confident in any setting.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the theme of the second book, all the titles of the chapters are ways that you would order your steak or eggs.
Oh,
Over easy, well done, burned. So
Oh,
Uh-huh.
it
okay,
would be
good.
keeping with the food and dinner
yes.
theme.
Oh, I love
All
that.
right. Okay, well, we'll get our calendars out. We don't have our phones right around here,
Right.
but we'll get our calendars out and set a date. So that sounds like fun.
Thank you, Ann.
both
Thank
so
you for
much.
the tea. Thank you, Ann, for having me.
Yeah,
Yes.
thank you.
I really
Thank
appreciate
you.
it.
You stay with us. There's more of the show ahead.
Hi, my name's Erica, and today I'm going to be taking you through my skincare routine using the Tasmanian Spring Water range from Sand & Sky. This range is really good for dry and dehydrated skin like myself. It's packed with 2 types of hyaluronic acid and fermented sea kelp to reduce redness and irritation, which I experience daily. So that's it. It's so quick and so easy, and my skin feels so dewy and so hydrated.
Be sure to like and subscribe to the Ann Harder Show so you don't miss an episode. Stay with us. Act Locally News is coming up.
Escape into fitness with the Schwinn IC4 bike, providing a premium, heart-pumping indoor cycling experience that combines digital connectivity with superior Schwinn quality. The IC4's smooth, quiet ride features magnetic resistance with 100 micro-adjustable resistance levels. Escape the everyday with the Schwinn IC4 bike, your ticket to a life well lived.
Hi, I'm Sarah Aynesworth, and I'm going to talk to you today a little bit about setting the table, how to navigate a table, and really how to navigate any social setting and feel confident and make other people feel confident as well. My philosophy on manners is not that it's a rigid set of black and white rules that make someone feel superior or elitist, but it's really the antithesis of that. It is feeling confident and knowing the rules so that when you are with other people, you make them feel as confident as you feel in any social setting. It's just, manners are really just about every interaction, making the other person feel like $1 million.
I just got my Colgate Advanced LED Whitening Treatment in the mail, and I am very excited to have dramatically whiter teeth in just 10 days. My teeth are going to be 6 shades whiter. The treatment is enamel safe and hassle-free. It's even designed for my sensitive teeth. Let's open it up. Inside we have the blue light whitening device. It's a charger for after each treatment as well. There's a full 10-day supply, and it looks easy to apply. Order yours today at shop.colgate.com.
The Levitt AMP concert series is just around the corner. Starting on September 3rd, Creative Waco, the Waco Downtown Farmers Market, and the Levitt Foundation are bringing back outdoor concerts to the Bridge Street Plaza on Wednesday evenings. You can check out the lineup that has already been announced and be sure to look for more information coming your way on their website. The Tanglefoot Festival is going to be in Temple, bringing live music and great barbecue to the area September 12th and 13th, with artists like Parker McCullum, Cody Jinks, Robert Earl Keane, and Randy Rogers Band. You do not want to miss the Tanglefoot Festival. Tickets are already on sale, so secure your spot. Finally, Lori Morgan will be performing at the Hippodrome Theater on Thursday, August 28th. The Nashville-born singer and actress has been working on some new sounds that represent where she's at in life, and she's excited to share. Well, Waco's excited to have her. I'm Elizabeth Riley with your Act Locally News, and I will see you next time.
It was 7-mile road, first time we're alone. Swear you put your heart in my hand. You said take it real slow. Little did you know I was already forever your man. But I did what you told me to do. Take it slow, pull your clothes, dance on the side of the road. Stare at the stars up in the sky. I wish you could see how they look in your eyes. I found a little piece of heaven that night on 7-mile road. It wasn't long after that we had a place of our own, where I get to hold you every night. Not a whole lot has changed. I still do the same things as at night on 7-mile road. Take it slow, pull your clothes, and dance on the side of the road. Stare at the stars up in the sky. I wish you could see how they look in your eyes. I found a little piece of heaven that night on 7-mile road. Take it slow, pull your clothes, and dance on the side of the road. Stare at the stars up in the sky. I wish you could see how they look in your eyes. I found a little piece of heaven that night on 7-mile road. Oh, 7-mile road.
How nice to see you. I hope I'm not disturbing you. Not at all. I'm reading letters as usual. Are there any new questions? A few. But you know, it's always so interesting as to why there are so many questions about table manners.
Well, that's easy to understand, because most people are at ease in their own homes, but often are confused at a dinner party.
That's true. And yet, manners at the most formal dinner party are exactly the same as they are at home. This is a correctly set place at a dinner table. The silver, as you see, has been arranged according to courses. There should never be more silver than there are courses for which it's intended. For each course, you take the implement furthest from your plate. Croutons are sprinkled into the soup. Crackers are served as such things as clam chowder or oyster stew, in which event it is proper to crumble them, if not too many at a time. You will be provided with a large spoon if your first course is served in a plate. This is eaten with the right hand, and therefore the correct implement is furthest from your plate on the right. You fill the spoon by dipping it away from you, and then sip from the side. If you wish to take the last spoonful of soup, you may tip the plate like this. If soup is served in a cup, it may be eaten this way. Or to drink the soup, remove the spoon and lift the cup by both handles. Avoid making your little fingers conspicuous. Let them relax. Unlike the large spoon, which is to be left in the plate when you're finished, leave the small spoon in the saucer of the cup. In a house without a maid, the meat is served by the host and passed round the table. Do not begin eating until your food for that course is on your plate. While waiting, you perhaps eat a piece of bread. Break it like this and hold it against the rim of your plate to butter it, or on your bread and butter plate, which is always on your left. Help yourself by using a serving spoon in your right hand and assisting with the serving fork in your left. Then place the spoon and fork together at the side of the dish and pass it on. Remember to place each dish passed to you on the table to your left. This provides free use of your right hand. Cut small bite-sized pieces of each separately. Try not to talk or take a drink of anything while you have food in your mouth. Eat as quietly as possible. It is proper to push your fork against a small piece of bread to assist you in picking up last morsels of food. A small piece of bread may also be used to finish the gravy that is left on your plate. If you pass your plate for a second helping, place the implements to the right and well up on the plate so they will not slip off, and also to provide ample room for more food. Salad may be served either as a separate course, such as this, or it may be placed on the table before you sit down. In this case, your salad is that at your left. If a knife is provided, its blade must be of silver or stainless steel. It is absolutely correct to cut your salad with a knife. Properly, every dessert may be eaten with both fork and spoon. If you're served a whole peach, such as this, hold it with the fork in your left hand and cut the fruit around the pit with the spoon in your right. Dip the tips of your fingers into the finger bowl. It is correct to pat your lips with your moistened fingers and dry both fingers and lips with your napkin. Among the difficult foods to handle gracefully is spaghetti. It is usually served in long strands covered with sauce and sprinkled with grated cheese. You can manage it best by using the side of your plate as a barricade and twisting it into a bite-sized roll. Practice makes perfect in this operation. If a strand comes loose from your fork, put your fork back into your plate and twist it until all strands are again secured. It is true that asparagus is classified as a finger food, but it is much better table manners to cut the tips and the stalks as far as edible with your fork. It is always better not to risk eating asparagus with your fingers. By using your fork in this manner, you can be sure that at no time will you appear ungraceful. It is always correct to use your spoon and fork for eating any cream-filled dessert. Again, hold it with your fork and cut and eat with your spoon. Managed this way, you will easily control it. Make frequent use of your napkin if dessert is a sticky one, such as this. Fruits, such as 2 cherries, which you put into your mouth, pits and all, may be eaten with a spoon alone. It is correct, however, to use your fork as well. You drop the pits into your spoon and place them on your plate. However, things as small bones, chicken skins, or any unwanted morsel are properly removed from your mouth with your fingers. It's bad manners to light your own cigarette when none are provided at table. To blow smoke in your neighbor's face is inexcusable. And this. Imagine the chagrin of a hostess who prides herself on the brilliance of her silver when her guest does this. And adds insult to injury by being suspicious of the glassware. Blow your nose if you must, but do it inconspicuously and be sure your handkerchief is fresh. And don't apologize. You can't help coughing, but if it lasts any length of time, you should leave the table. Making up a table is not only unattractive, but unnecessary. Whenever you're being waited on, you will be served at your left. With the exception of having someone wait on you, everything is exactly the same. Even in a house of greater size and formality, you will not encounter any new rules nor changes in behavior. The beverage which you accept will be poured for you in its correct glass. Unless you have refused a course and left its implements untouched, the outside ones on either side of your fresh plate are the ones you take the plate. As you see, all table manners follow a set pattern. Once learned, you can never be...
When you view the glass half full, the little things become magical. Like kicking back and sharing laughs, spread good vibes, and they'll come back. Celebrate what you love with what you wear, even if what you love is kind of weird. Life is good in super soft tees that spark smiles and connectivity. 10% of profits go to help kids heal. So choose optimism and make the magic real. Visit lifeisgood.com.
Thanks for being with us. Join me tomorrow when Amy Gaston tells us about a life-changing medical device, and the delightful Emily Mills has the latest on Wild Torch. You have a great day.